Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. Today I have someone that I actually met through LinkedIn. I came across this guy's page on LinkedIn, right? And when I saw the work that this guy was doing, I just had to actually bring him to the podcast, guys. Just to be specific, I just had to bring him to the podcast. So with me today, guys, I've got Pilani, right? So how's it going, my brother?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good man. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. It's a pleasure to actually have you on this podcast, man.
Yeah.
As I was saying, when I came across your page, and I saw what you actually do, and I didn't really get that much from your page, but I'm on this podcast. I'm hoping to get more about your company and yourself, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so could you please tell us more about who Pilan is and just take us through your background, you know?
Okay. My name is Manu Pilani. I'm based in Renbeck.
Okay.
I'm a entrepreneur. So I did my studies at University of Johannesburg. I study civil engineering. I also study business management in Central Johannesburg College.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 4 years experience in civil engineering and construction.
Oh, okay. And so where do you actually come from? Let's say basically.
Basically, I came from Limpopo. That's where I grew up, and then I did my studies normally in Joburg.
Oh, okay. So would you say that when you were growing up, were you maybe part of the middle class, or were you at the top or of the food chain
Yeah, I was the bottom, right?
at the
Where I grew up,
bottom?
yeah, it was tough. It was challenging. We believe in school normally with the time where I grew up, so it was a low class, I can say.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a disadvantaged family. So I just studied hard to be where I am today.
Okay. And so if you actually saying that, where you coming from, what's mostly believed in, it is school, right? How did you get to own your own company? How did you get to that specific point?
I got it the time when it was COVID time. I got retrenched at work in 2020. So I realized that now I have a skill, I have a qualifications, and then I got retrenched because I was doing internship. And then I realized that now let me use my skill to build myself, you know.
Okay.
So that's way I grew up. So I started to do some cold calls at home because, like most people, they were struggling about plumbing. I go to
Mm,
their houses to repair, and then, but the company was not registered by the time. So,
okay.
and then I saw that it's working for me. There is a money coming in now. I can see.
Yeah.
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 So I said, no, let me bring the mentality of growing myself. So I did some research, and then I see, no, let me open the company. I opened a company called West Mountain in
Okay.
2020. Yeah, so it was doing so good in 2020 during COVID time. When they said it's hard time, but it was good time for me. Good in me. Because people were
Yeah.
chilling, doing nothing. I mean, they use more toilets, they use more of electricity, sometimes bad
Yeah.
times, So I used to go and repair those things. So it was a
Oh,
good time for me to grow. So even that day, I never get any job on it. So I register again another company for solar. So it's called Green Oak Project. So we deal with solar and the boiler making. It's doing good
okay.
as well. So at the age of 28, I'm only 28 years old now. So but I
Okay.
own companies, So that's how that's how I grew in business. That's how I grew.
Mm.
With my previous client, people, what do they want to be repaired, So yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. And so basically, your story. I'm hoping the people that are the audience will be taking some notes here. Because it's honestly inspiring, right?
Yeah.
For the fact that you when you saw that you got retrenched, instead of just sitting down and feeling sorry for yourself, you actually took a stand and you went out there, you did something, and with doing what you were doing, you built a business, you got money from that. Your business was booming, although other people were actually crying and complaining about COVID. Things on your side were looking good, which is actually something that is inspirational, right? So I'm really hoping that the people that are listening to this are taking notes, you know. So
Yeah.
so so yeah. So as you mentioned that you first owned it's West Mountain, right?
Yeah, West Mountain.
Uh,
Yeah, own West Mountain.
Yeah. So do you basically have two companies, or did you convert them into one?
No, I have two companies. They are separate, both of them.
Oh, okay. So how is it going with both of them basically?
I can say because like I started with West Mountain, it's the one that it has more clients, but even
Mm.
Green Oak coming all right. So we have some few clients that are
Mm.
coming, so but it's still
Okay.
coming. So the company that is most busiest is the one for West Mountain because it deal with technical. And also
Oh.
Green Oak is deal with the technical, but not too much in it in experience of solar and
Mm.
boiler making. So, but I highly sell on West Mountain because it's something that I know I have experience with.
Oh,
But
okay.
even boiler making and solar, I'm still studying it. But that's why I opened the business with it because I'm busy studying it. But there is client
Oh.
on the table as well.
Oh. So is it also registered, or it's not yet there?
Yeah, I know both of them. They are registered. They were all under CIPC.
Oh, okay. No problems. So man, I just have to ask this. Um, like for instance, how did you get to a point where you were like, right now I'm gonna study for civil engineering? How did you get to that specific point? What was it that got you to think about doing civil engineering?
When I get to varsity, hey, the space was full, man. I was going to do survey. No, I was in a queue. When I'm in a queue, they said, no, we closing on this person. I said, what about us? They said, no, it's full. The class is full.
Mm,
Ish. There was opportunity on the on the left hand side. You know,
yeah,
I said, yeah, people are queuing on the civil engineering, but I know nothing. About civil.
yeah,
I haven't done any drawing at school. I don't know any technical because I was doing life sciences and physics.
yeah.
You know, so,
So,
so for me to go there, then I told myself that no, let me go and try. I will die along the way,
mm,
change along the way.
yeah,
Maybe the next semester. So no, I realized that first semester, and then I passed all the subjects. I say no, let me.
mm.
You know,
So,
yeah. After that, when I'm done with my studies,
mm,
I stay a year without getting a job because people were saying that no, civil engineering doesn't have a lot of work. You know, only
yeah.
mechanical and electrical they have a job. They said you can also try to go to the college and what to maybe to load I mean to get some qualification for college so that maybe you can step down. So I said, now
Oh, okay.
let me continue with my with my
Mm,
with my studies. You know, so I then realized that now civil engineering there is a lot of opportunity, but you need to create them for yourself.
yeah.
You need to create them for yourself. So that's why today I know civil engineering upside down. Because I struggle with it. I struggle with it. So I also see again that hence I'm not getting a job because I'm not getting.
Mm,
Because remember that I got retrenched for internship. Imagine,
okay.
company said now they can't continue to pay us. To go forward with our internship because I was there for only 4 months. Imagine, you know,
Oh, okay.
retrenched. So I said, nah, let me use this skill from those 4 months to build myself.
Mm,
You know, as a young person, I realized that now there is a opportunity in business. Instead of looking for job, now I create a job. Because
yeah.
young people they focus on depending on looking for jobs, but instead of them to create a job, you know. So it's
Mm.
good for young people to teach themselves with their qualification to create themselves something, you know. If maybe, for example,
Yeah.
management, you can open another business maybe to build yourself. You know, there is a panel,
Yeah.
there is a government money waiting for you for funding. You know, there are a lot of companies that they can fund you to do the business. So I used that,
Mm.
got a lot of funding in West Mountain. I got a lot of funding in Green Oak because of using my own skill, you know.
Okay.
So I'm doing solar. I don't have a skill with it, but I applied for funding for it. But I got it because I have a business. I know how to pitch
Okay.
and to communicate, you know, all this stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
I
That
grow.
that that's good, man. So basically, your companies were funded by
Yeah,
the government.
yeah.
Oh,
I got the
that.
funding from government, sort of NYDA. I got funding from them. I
Mm.
got also the funding from GEP, Gauteng Economic.
Mm.
What Gauteng Economic Development? Yeah, yeah, something like that. You know,
Okay.
I got the funding from them. They fund me with the marketing material. NIDA, they fund
Mm.
me with the tools. There is another one called Allen Gray. As you can see, this cap coming from
Oh,
them.
yeah. Yeah.
Allen Gray, they are good in funding entrepreneurs. They're also good in incubation, you know. So they
Mm.
be here today, you know. So yeah, I received some vouchers. I received some mentors from them.
Okay.
So yet they also helped me to grow my business. That's why today I have five, five full-time employees in my business.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that's actually good, man. That's actually good. Um, I have a friend that also entered for the Ellen Gray competition, right? Yeah, it was also on that Ellen Gray competition, and he actually got funding from it. You know,
Mm.
I actually interviewed him. I don't know if you checked out the first podcast that we have. If I didn't, maybe send it to you. Maybe I must have forgotten, but I interviewed him. He was actually on this podcast. He was also funded by that company also.
Ireland, great. Yeah, they are great in funding. They are great in funding young people to, instead of them looking for job, they can create a job. They push young people
Yeah.
looking for jobs. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you're going to print out the papers, you're wasting your own money, to print out
Mm.
papers. Instead of you, I mean, going to LinkedIn and then search, use your skill. Get some clients there on LinkedIn, get some clients on Facebook to go and do the saving.
Mm.
You know, so,
Yeah.
for example, you study maybe electrical or you study another thing, or maybe you don't have to, sorry, you don't have to study anything. Maybe use your own skill that you have in your
Yeah.
you apply it to build yourself. You can do that instead of working from 7 to 4. Imagine when it's cold, man. You have like from 7 o'clock in the morning up until 5 during the night.
Until 5 o'clock.
Only 125 a day.
Mm.
Instead, in business, we work that money more than 100 times a day. You know, for
Mm.
me to come and do your inspection to your place, I can charge you maybe about 800 just to do inspection, and then I
Mm.
write you everything that you need, and then I'm done. I got 800 bucks in my pocket, in my bank. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Instead of begging for a job, create a job. You know,
Yeah.
the table is there. The food is. The door is open. It's just waiting for you to open it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just open it. Open it and then go inside, and then you're gonna see when you're inside. You know?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know that there's something that I also say, right?
yeah,
Through Yeah, which is even on the podcast that I've been getting on. There's something that I keep on saying, which is there are some people that can't get the funding, which is unfortunate for them. But those people that can't get the funding, if they can't get the funding, they tend to close down the business, right? Because there's no one that is actually willing to give them the funding. What
yeah,
I normally, yeah, what I then normally say to them is that you don't need to close down a company just because you're not getting the funding. If you're not getting funding, right, you could make ways with your business to try and make sure that you find yourself, right? Like for instance, right now, I've just got out of a. I was in a. I was shooting another episode actually. With a I was shooting an episode with another guy. Also, he owns a construction company. You know, he was actually saying this that um with him, right? He didn't get any funding. He didn't get anything, right? What he did was he stood up, right? And he started calling people and looking for the jobs, doing those jobs, and then taking the money he got from those jobs and he put it straight into the business, which is that guy is actually reinvesting back into his company, and which is something that is important. If you can't get the funding, you need to find ways to fund yourself, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like for an example, if I can give it to you, there
Mm.
are some businesses that doesn't need any funding. There are businesses sort of landscaping. I mean, to come to your house and then I do the gardening. I don't need
Mm.
anything. I don't need any tool. You know, I only tell you that can you please provide me with a spade or a shovel that I can cut maybe some few things there. So I
Mm.
integrate with the business. You know, that's how you can grow your business instead of going to people and say, no, I need these tools to buy. You can buy it yourself when the business is
Mm.
growing. You know, even
Yeah.
skill like a plumbing, we don't need anything there. We don't need anything. Maybe you call me and say,
Mm.
no, my toilet is blocked. I can say, okay, I'm coming to fix it. And then, for example, but we are all human beings. We can, even 50 rand, you can buy a plunger.
Uh,
Only a plunger. That plunger, I'm telling you, it's gonna turn to 1,000 bucks in a day.
mm.
It's gonna turn to 1,000 bucks in a day. And then that spanner that you can buy for 45 rand can turn to 5,000 one day. You'll never know.
Yeah.
That's what I
That's
believe in. We only invest in tools to get more money on it. You know,
mm.
yeah.
that
So
that
I mean, you start any business without any funding. So even myself, when I started this, there was no funding. The funding just came
mm.
along when I was on the way. When I
Oh,
was working,
okay.
funding came in. And then
Mm.
it helped the business to grow. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when I started this business, there was no funding on it. I didn't start this business. I was earning only 3.5, imagine, for stipend.
Mm.
Yeah, for stipend. Because like my first project, the one that I did, it gave me 120, if I'm not mistaken. 120,000 project. The biggest project that I've done after
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. So, but there was no funding there. I just applied them after when I was working. With
Oh, okay.
I don't have to say I need to open this business because I don't have. I mean, startup. You can start a business
Mm.
without any startup, and then it grows. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is simple.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that actually makes sense, because even there was also a guy that I interviewed,
yeah,
which he actually owns a safety boots company. He said he sells safety boots. I think I will probably I will introduce you guys, since you're also in the construction space.
yeah.
Maybe you guys can do something together. I don't know, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect match.
Yeah, yeah. I will definitely make sure that you guys are on speaking conditions. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah. So
Even to open the business in without any funding.
yeah. So yeah. Sorry, guys. We had an error, right? But yeah, as I was saying, man, uh, I will make sure that you and that guy, you guys actually link up. I think after the call,
Yeah,
that I will make sure that we do, right. But
yeah.
yeah, just to continue, man. Your story, it's just amazing, right? To actually hear, you know, and as I was saying, right. Um, there are people that are at that point where they can't get funding. Some of them they get funding, some they can't. Like you, for instance, you were able to get funding. Yeah, So I guess if anyone gets to a point where they can't get the funding, then they should make ways to make sure that they are at a point where they can get that funding. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and then also, man, um, was there a special moment that you realized that you wanted to start a business, right? Other than the time where you were retrenched and stuff like that, was it something that you normally had in mind, or was it, or that was just the first time that that thought actually came through your mind when you were retrenched?
Yeah, yeah, it came up through my mind the time I got retrenched because I never worked so much, man. Imagine you work for only for a month. They told you that they can't be able to continue with you, because they don't
Mm,
have much money to pay us, So it
mm,
comes up to my mind that now, I mean, let me use my own skill to uplift myself, you know.
mm.
So yeah, that really came to my mind, and I realized that now, I mean, let me build myself to grow.
Mm. No, man, no, I fully understand. And also, was the what was the first job or big project that you tackled, and how did it feel when you were completed with it?
I feel so good, man. Because the biggest project I had, it was for waterproofing. So it's the one
Mm,
for now. I mean, after working from from homeowners, you know, after
mm,
servicing the homeowners, I went to the mall. I mean, by the time we doing, we in level, I think it was level 3. Yeah, I went to the
mm.
mall. I consult to the management. Asked them that, hey, do you have any problem with your roof? Do you have any linkage? He said, oh yes. You know, same time he kicked in and said, yes, I have a problem. Hey, you came to the right place. Eh?
No.
He said, yes. Hey, I said, okay. I was happy because I know that you are struggling. This is my opportunity. I need to sell this. I don't have to,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. So I don't have to fumble there. I need to be perfect and specific. You,
Mm,
So, and then I said, okay, can you please go and show me the problem? He said, okay, give me 10 minutes. And then I waited for him. We went to the roof. It was the biggest one, you know.
mm,
And yeah, I went there, went to the roof. He showed me the problem. He showed me the problem. This way is linking. This way is not linking. This way is linking.
mm.
Oh, okay. I said, okay. After they say, he sent me the code. I sent him a code. It was on Friday. On
Okay.
Monday, he replied that the code has been approved. And then I told him that we require 70% deposit before we start anyway. They sent the
Mm.
deposit was reflected on, I think it was on Thursday, you know. Oh, I was happy. I never see that large amount in my account because I was getting 4,000, some,
Uh,
sometimes 400, sometimes, it was large amount. I really said,
mm,
it's a large amount. I need to grow this business. This thing is working for me. Imagine I was
mm.
earning 4,000 for my stipend. Ah, now I'm getting this amount. You know, I said no. I'm not gonna go back to be intern again. I'm not gonna go back to find a job. If I can make this certain
This
amount
much.
in a month, I
Mm.
completed that project in 3 weeks. Imagine I get that
Okay.
large amount for the profit. You know, instead that amount I was going to work for it for more than 3 years, 120,000.
Mm.
No, I was going
Ju.
to work for it for more than even a year, 12 months, man.
Mm. And
Just a
and
project
and you and you got it in 3 weeks.
in 3 weeks. I mean, what's the use of going back to find a job? You know, I rather than
Mm.
I can't go back and find a job. Let me focus in business.
Mm.
Let me be my own boss. I can't wake up around 7 o'clock and knock off by 5 o'clock, working for 4,000.
For 4,000.
For 4,000, that was my stipend. I received. I was
Mm.
company. I realized that nah, man. And then the COVID-19 passed. My boss just called and said, "Okay, you guys can come back and sign another contract." I told him that, hey, my boss, sorry, bye bye, I'm gone. You know, not gonna work again. Hey, I'm pushing some other stuff. He said, "Oh, why?"
Mm,
I said, "No, I'm building myself now. I'm building the company. We didn't fight.
mm,
He's still sending me some work if maybe he has, so that I can work for. We still have a good relationship with him, so that he
mm,
can lift me up. I can also lift him up. Sometimes he beg me some
mm.
projects. Sometimes I give him a project. You know, instead,
Okay.
maybe I was there. I was in a comfort zone. That's why they said a salary drug you. It's a poison. If you're
Mm.
receiving a salary, it's a poison. It drugs you. You never see any future in your
Anything
life.
other than that, yeah.
Yeah. You're just gonna focus on your salary and then feeding your family only. Receiving a salary. If you don't receive it, you become angry,
Mm.
something like that. It drugs you so that you forget about your future, you know.
Yeah.
Drug. So that's why I don't like salary. I pay my people, but I usually tell them, motivating them that please open your business. Please open your business. You
Okay.
are you are free to open your business in our company. Open your business, operate it, so that you can be able to what to share the skill to other people. You know,
Mm.
they don't have to believe in getting a jobs. They must believe in creating a jobs. You know,
Mm.
creating a skill for another people that they can need it. You know,
Okay.
that's how I grew up, and then yeah. That's it.
Mm. But and so do you you say that you motivate your people to to you motivate your people to get them to build their own company so that they can also employ people.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
do that. Yeah, I do that.
Mm. Which is actually something that is not only amazing, but at the very same time, it's something that is shocking, because most business owners,
Can
they
you take for a moment? It's very. Can you pause it for
sorry.
me?
Okay, so guys, we wait a second.
Yeah.
Uh, Sorry guys for the error that we just had. But yeah, could you please tell me what's the most challenging project you've worked on, and how did you get to overcome it?
Okay. I can say as for now, but it's still challenging. But I'm busy working on it. You know. Sometimes it's where I give one of my employee, I mean, the money to purchase the material. You know.
Okay.
As like he was going to work. He was going to work actually. So he didn't pitch to the client. He took the
Mm,
card and then withdraw all the money that was in that card, that was
mm,
deposited in that card. That
mm.
money was for material from the client. And then
So
the client was calling, what time are you coming to work? Because I already paid the deposit.
mm,
I called one of my employee, how far? How far? But he switched off the phone.
mm.
Yeah, he switched off the phone. So I couldn't find him. When I tried to trace where he stay, I mean, I never find him. Because like it was
Mm.
when the business is growing, we by that time we don't care about the documents and all those stuff. He was nowhere to be found. It was
Okay.
about, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 11,800 on that card. Because he knew that
Mm.
I'm in a meeting. In that meeting, I'm not allowed to go inside with a phone. I can't be able to stop the one.
Oh.
You know, he knows when I'm
Mm.
going to mine, I need to leave the phone in the locker. I'm not allowed to
Mm.
use the phone in a plant. Otherwise, they're gonna
Okay.
chase me. You know. So I'm sure maybe he planned about it. That was the challenge
Mm.
where I have to pay back the money for the client, 11,000 with a
Yeah.
cent back to the client, and then I need to buy those material. Either if I'm not buying material, I need to go and do what
The
I need
work.
to take the money if I'm not buying any material. So I force
Mm.
myself where I borrow money to the bank. The bank said, nah, you can qualify for this certain amount, and then some I borrow money from people, you know,
Mm.
the project, because like it was a huge amount the one is told. You know,
Yeah.
that was my challenge. Even for now, it's hardly for me to trust a person. You know, it's a
Mm.
challenge to me to trust a person again, so that I can give you a card and say, okay, you're my employee, go and purchase the material. I rather give you a voucher
Mm.
if you are going to buy material. Go and buy material at dealers. You know what to buy, so I'm not gonna give you cash. You know,
Mm.
yeah. So that's where I learned my lesson. I overcome this for now because I use change the strategy to how I manage my people. Instead, I have a petrol card. I know if maybe yeah, what how much are you going to put for the petrol? I pay on that card. If I tell you go and put 400, I only put
Mm.
exactly 400 on it. You know, that card you're
Okay.
not allowed to buy food, you're not allowed to buy anything. It's only for the toll gate and the petrol. That's it.
Mm.
Roll with it. You can't even pay parking with it, you know.
Mm.
Monitor 24/7. So with the material, I just buy the voucher and then buy this. I already purchased it online before you. You know,
Oh.
that's how I
Mm.
choose the strategy for my people and for the business. Because like the business can
Mm.
go down if maybe I'm giving you a credit card, you can withdraw money and then run away. And then I'm just going to open the case. I mean, the case. I mean, when you go to the bank, when the bank open the case, they can say, you give him a card. And they're right.
Mm.
Give him a card. I mean, you give him a PIN, you know.
So it's
So,
not their fault.
yeah, it's not their fault. It's your fault. Even when you open the
Mm.
case, it's your fault as well. You
Mm.
gave him a card and then
Mm.
you give him a PIN, which is confidential. I mean, for you, I mean, to withdraw a
To
money
do
from
that.
amount, I mean, from certain card. So that's where I learned my lesson that no, I must distance myself from trusting people too much.
Mm.
So in business, we don't have to trust anybody, you know. We don't know this person is a sniper or a what, can put it down instead of growing, can do that. But do business with the people, but there is no friendship in business. I can say no, okay.
Mm.
I know you exactly. Yeah, I know you. I mean, we've been working together. I know you, man. I trust you. No, man. In business, we don't
Mm.
like that. If maybe, for example, I came to your place and said, I want to install this geyser by 4,000. When I come to you, this
Okay.
is gonna be 4,000 to you. No friendship. We're in the business here. We can be friendship
Mm.
outside, maybe on Saturday, Sunday, when we're having our drinks or lunch. We are friends.
Yeah.
Come to business. We're running the business, not a sponsor shop. A sponsor shop, we can be left with a 50 cent, and then
Yeah.
give it to you. But now we're in business industry. There is no friendship. There is no way that I know you from same street with me. You can pay.
Mm.
No, I'm running a business. I need to meet the cash flow. You know,
Yeah.
that was a
That's
challenge for
true.
me. I mean, to trust people when it comes to finance and the purchasing of materials. I learned a lot in it, but I overcome it now because I changed the strategy now.
Mm. And
Yeah,
so far, so good.
yeah,
Okay. And that's good. And to just to get to that point, of you saying that you don't trust any people. I don't know if I did mention to you that I actually own an advertising agency. So basically, with us, right? In terms of working with people, we don't work with people that we can't trust, right? um, with us, if we don't trust you and your company and your methods, we simply just don't work with you, right? And as much as most people, like for instance, most people, as when they hear about the money, right? In my industry, basically, you know, they quickly jump to it. But with us, we just don't work with anybody. You know, if we don't trust you, then we won't work with you. You know, with us, we have that thing of, if this person, right, we don't trust this person. Like, for instance, the way that we do things, right? We work on a way whereby we charge your company one time, right? And then after that, we don't have to charge you going forward, right? Which would mean that we need to trust you, right? Because we're going to
Yeah,
be bringing you, yeah, we're going to be bringing you jobs. And when we bring you those jobs, we need to know the numbers. We need to know, all of that. So it requires trust with us, So I would simply say that it just depends on the industry that you are in,
yeah,
in terms of trust. With us, we can't work with a company that we don't trust, due to the
yeah,
fact that, due to what you've mentioned right now, which is, um money can be stolen, money can be lost, and all of that. So
yeah.
if there's no trust, we can't work with a specific company.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, just to continue to go in depth with what we're talking about. What is, or could you share maybe a success story of whereby you did a job and you were proud of what you actually did, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The same project, the biggest project, the way I see, it was a success for me. It was a success for
Mm.
me. It's like they said, learning is a stepping. I mean, I don't, I don't know how to mention it. I forgot it. It was a poem,
Mm.
you know. But I'm gonna
You
think
have it.
about it. Tell you
You
on
have
it.
it in your mind.
Yeah, but I have it in my mind, but I forgot it. you
Mm.
know. Yeah, it's like a stepping stone towards the greatness. So I mean,
Mm.
that time I did that project, I feel like there is a success to me. You know,
Okay.
in that project, I managed to get Buggy with that
Okay.
project. I managed to get myself a printer to grow the
Okay.
business. I didn't use that amount to build myself, my personally self, you know.
Mm.
So I use that amount to build my business so that I can
Mm.
believe in it, so that I can say, when I say, I'm going to work for this business. So
Mm.
it was a success for me because I managed to move from one point to another point.
Okay.
I was working when I was doing the business, but now I'm driving. You know,
Mm.
it is a success. I mean, to build a business, not building yourself. Some
Okay.
other entrepreneurs, they said, hence you did this project for 200,000. Pay yourself maybe 190,000, left with
Mm.
1,000. That's impossible.
And
Which
it's
means you're
really
not growing the
impossible.
business, you're building yourself personally, you know, which is not
Yeah.
possible. So in business, normally we build a business, not yourself personally.
Yeah.
Success come to the business, not to you yourself. You need to pay yourself. You need to create maybe two accounts, business accounts and personal account. Your business
Mm.
account is not allowed to buy booze. It's not allowed to buy booze. If you buy booze with it, give yourself a warning, a final warning. If
Mm.
maybe you can't manage those things, okay. There's a few platforms like Sage. There's a few platforms like
Oh,
Zoho.
okay.
Yeah, so they manage your account. When you try to swipe alcohol, it's gonna decline.
Mm.
Only because it's on business. So it's good to build your company, not yourself, so that you can
Mm.
see this is your success. The business is your success. It's a what? It's a legacy. I can say it's an asset.
Mm.
It's not a liability. It's not like when
Yeah.
you no, you no longer have a business. No, you're gonna work up and still have a business, the same business that you have.
Mm.
That's why in business, we work for business. That's why we growing as for today in business. Because we don't work for ourselves, we work for business to grow. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also just to add to that, you know, one thing that I also notice is that when people get, let's say, like for instance, as you said, someone does a job, they get about 200,000. You know, out of that 200,000, that person takes about, as you said, 190 thousand, right?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, spends it on himself, and then the rest he puts it in his company. You know, um, when you do that, that is one of the reasons why your company takes a very long time to grow, because you are not exactly focusing on growing your company, you know, but you're focusing on showing people your lifestyle, how you move, how you do this and do that, you know. And at the end
mm,
of the, you know, there was another interview that I was on, with the guy that I was telling you about, the one that owns a shoe company, you know, a safety boots company. Yeah, where we were discussing this, that most people, they take money, then they finance themselves with it, and then after financing themselves, what these people actually do is this: they take that money, they show on social media that, ish man, you know, I'm rich and all of that, you know. At the end of the day, your company will suffer, right?
mm,
Your you know, your company will suffer, and when your company suffers, you are gonna suffer, right? Because
exactly.
yeah, because when your company goes down, you will follow it, because the money that you depend on, you depend on the money that is coming from your company, you know. And
Yeah,
we were making an example of, there are people that, which I'm not saying that's a wrong thing to do, right? There are people
mm,
that buy these luxury brands, right? Like Gucci, Versace, and all of that. You know, I'm not saying that is a bad thing to do, right? But there are those people that buy those expensive clothes and all of that, you know, and that money that they spend on those expensive stuff, right? They take those clothes, they wear them, they post them, right? I'm just saying on something that I normally see, right? They post
okay.
them on their social media pages to show people that, hey, you know, I'm the baller. But if you were to look at the people that really have the money, you know, you'll notice that these guys wear clothes that don't have a branding, right? And clothes that don't have a name, basically, right? They just wear clothes that 50 of let's say 50 rands, or of 100 or 200, you know, clothing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Clothing
And
brand.
yeah, and with them, the reason why they do that, it's because they understand that what that brand stands for doesn't really, it doesn't affect them in any way, right? Like for instance, if they wear Gucci, Gucci is expensive, right? It's a, you know, and when you wear Gucci, what do you stand to win from that, you know? um
Yeah.
how is it growing your assets, you know? And if we're being honest, it's not playing any role in that, in growing your assets and stuff like that. It is just a liability, if I were to put it like that, right?
Mm,
So yeah, we were discussing that, and you know, just to get back to what you were saying, you know, that people splash money on themselves, and they don't focus on in reinvesting into their company, you know.
exactly. Because like
Yeah.
mostly they invest for themselves. You know, I mean, when you're buying expensive things, I mean, you don't look after your business at the next. You know,
Mm,
you buy expensive things, you buy expensive alcohol, you go to the restaurant, you spend money. You know, all those stuff. At the end, when
mm.
you're not getting any projects, the business is gonna stuck. You know.
And yeah, what's this thing, you know, there's just a crazy thing, about me, which is, maybe this might be a shock to some people, but um with me, I don't drink, I don't smoke and all of that, you know. um
Yeah.
yeah, uh that those are things that I don't do, right? Because
Yeah.
I just took a decision to because I used to drink, you know. and I just there was just that time where I just had to sit down, and I took a look at things and how, and and I was like, uh on this specific side, I just need to stop doing this and this and that,
Mm.
just to get back to that, the fact that you're spending money on for some people, it's what they enjoy, and I used to enjoy it too, but
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just yeah, I just decided to just stop doing that, because at the end of the day, it's not building me in any way. It's not growing my company in any way. It's not exactly benefiting me.
Yeah, exactly. Because like when you're drinking alcohol, you are going to pay it, which means you are throwing your money. You're going to, I mean, when you are going to pay it, you are going to pay that Hennessy that cost you 3,000. Instead of
Mm,
buying
those,
a cheese or a,
those Azul.
instead of buying a spanner or buying another thing, and then
Mm,
you spend maybe 1% on it. I'm not saying that buying alcohol is bad.
it's bad. Yeah.
You need to limit yourself when it comes to that. So
Mm,
imagine you spend that 3,000. The generator is only 3,000. There is a load shedding. You can buy generator with that 3,000 and hire it to another internet cafe. You know,
and you
they're
make
gonna,
money from that.
yeah, they're gonna be paying you weekly or monthly on it.
Mm,
So that's why alcohol drag us to I mean to not to think anyway. That's why
mm,
SAB, South African Brewery, they became
yeah.
hip when it's coming to summer because their sales goes higher.
Yeah.
We drinks a lot. We drinks a lot. I'm not saying that we don't have to drink. We can drink, but we need to limit ourselves. You know,
Yeah.
Drinking alcohol is not like we need to drink the whole 24 or the whole 48 of Heineken or Amstel or whatever, or
Mm,
another alcohol they drink, but control yourself. 'Cause
yeah.
alcohol is very, very expensive. I can say I'm going to buy only two beers. At the end, I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna
Exactly.
need, and then you're gonna spend money from that business account to use it for your own things now. You can't control the finance. That's where the problem starts.
Mm,
At the end, you can't be able to do the next project tomorrow because you eat all the money with alcohol.
with alcohol.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
okay, I have a project. Can you come and install this toilet? Okay, buy the toilet with your own money, and then I'm gonna pay the rest. You don't have that money, and then the client will give who another person the project.
Mm,
The client they can say no, do fix and supply. For an example, you know they can't say
yeah.
they don't say okay, I'll buy material. They say okay, bring everything. I'll pay you back your money when you're done with the work. Some clients they
Yeah.
prefer at the end it's Monday. You need to go and do the job. Now you drink all the money.
Mm.
Who's gonna fund you on Monday when you when you drink all the money? Nobody. You know,
Not even the people you were drinking with.
but you're not gonna get it sometime. And then the client needs
Mm,
help urgently. You see, that's the only thing us I can say as black people. You know, even white.
mm,
I don't know how they work, but more especially as BEE, we are failing to do.
mm,
We put alcohol in front and then we leave our assets behind. We need to put
yeah.
assets after and then alcohol behind. Because remember,
Yeah.
when SAB, they are making more profit. You know,
Especially in the weekends, man.
yeah, especially
I
on the
don't,
week.
on the weekends,
Yeah. So that's where I realized that now, more especially when I visit my friend in township,
mm,
I realized that normally people in township they drinks a lot. I can say
yeah.
they drinks a lot. There is no weekend for Mahala. They always drinking. They drink, eh? That is,
Mm,
you find them on the streets drinking, you know. But I mean, if
mm,
you go to the some of the area where it's only white people, you will never see them on the streets drinking alcohol. But they drink.
mm,
But how? They control themselves. They
exactly,
control
man.
themselves. That's why today we I mean, we controlled by white people. They are the most richest people, more especially, because they control their finance on it. They
Yeah.
alcohol, money, and then use it for business. No, they pay themselves first, and then they drink alcohol. When it's done, when it's finished, it's finished. But us, sometimes as blacks, we drink all the money. At the end, we don't have money to fund our business. We don't have money to buy material. We don't have money to make money. We use money to make money. We don't have it, and then we borrow money, and then we pay it with the extra cost, which means your profit is in that £4, your profit is going to be 50 cents. Imagine.
And we get into debt that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
we need to have mindset.
because you know that there was that there's this other person that I was speaking to, right? He also owns a construction company, but is in Los Angeles. We were just yeah, we were discussing this very same thing of the fact that one thing that most of us don't notice is, one thing that we don't have as people, right? If even with this guy, the one that owns the safety boots company, I was saying the same thing with him, which is we don't have financial education, right? We are
Yeah.
not we are not educated in terms of our finances, and which is why we don't know how to control our money, and I was actually telling this guy that we actually have what you call this, we have a series here in South Africa which is called I Blew It,
Yeah.
um yeah. And now with I Blew It, people get fortunes, the people win lotto, people get money from rap and all of that, and at the end of the day, those people, after a month, after a year, those people have lost all of that money because they don't have the financial, they don't have any knowledge in terms of how money
Finance.
is supposed to be yeah,
Yeah.
finance basically, which is something that I think if we had a way, that is something that we should try as entrepreneurs to try and make sure that we fix, right? We teach people about how money is controlled, what they need to do with their money. Like for instance, on YouTube there are channels that teach that, but
Exactly.
yeah, but I don't know if people don't know anything about that, or people aren't just interested in that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. There are some channels, even the other opportunities for other organizations like CEDA, they also have some training like that. They give you a
Mm,
business coach where you're gonna coach you. I mean, how to control your finance. Because finance
okay.
it's a bit tricky. I mean, it's a problem, more especially
Mm,
entrepreneurs. That's why most of the
yeah,
business they don't grow because they can't control their finance. You know,
exactly.
they use business money for their personality. They use business money to buy Gucci. They use business money to buy themselves a lunch, which is not I mean, reliable. Not
Mm,
acceptable. Those things. So we need to control our finance. I mean, I mean, in a very strict way. We don't have to spend money
mm,
for no reason. Imagine you drink alcohol each and every weekend. How much are you
mm,
spending every weekend? Which means you're spending more money. I mean, spending
mm,
day on the streets, I mean, drinking alcohol, spending more of your time drinking alcohol instead of making some research how to make more money. You know,
exactly,
it's a
man.
problem to young people. Young people, they only focus on alcohol and drugs abuse. So,
Mm,
as young entrepreneur, I can say to young people, I mean, let's focus on future. You know, let's focus on building I mean our future, so that we can have more, I mean, in future, instead of thinking backwards. Imagine you make more profit and then you drink it all in alcohol, you know
mm.
instead of investing in business, instead of buying something that's going to generate you more money. It's going to be a challenge.
Exactly, man. You, you
Yeah,
you couldn't have, yeah, you couldn't have said it any better, because I think that is something that really needs to be changed, because
yeah,
we as entrepreneurs, we don't know how to use money, you know.
yeah, exactly. It's tough when it comes to that, you
Very,
know
very tough. it's
yeah.
it's very, very tough, And if there was a way, I think that should is something that should be changed.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and also, man, yeah, I'm actually looking at the time.
yeah,
As I mentioned to you, the thing here was set it until 3 o'clock, which it's almost 3 o'clock now. So
yeah,
so yeah, so let's just try to shorten things up, right?
yeah.
So basically, what what would you tell your younger self? What other things that you would tell your younger self to not do and to do? What are the lessons that you would give your younger self, your past self?
The thing that I can tell them is that no dream is too big. You know,
Okay.
they are not late. They are not too late for starting their own things. I mean,
Mm,
if they are employed, please try to use your salary to build your business. For in
okay.
case if maybe something happened, you got retrenched or they fire you, you must have something on the side. You know,
Mm,
where not like when you got fired and then you have nothing to eat, and then you will become depressed. At the end, you want to
mm,
kill yourself because of depression. You know,
okay.
so young people, I can say, do business. I mean, feel free to contact me if maybe I can share my contact with you so that I can share to them
Yeah.
if they want to know about business.
Yeah.
I can be a coach for free. Nothing gonna cost them. You know, if maybe
Mm,
they are unemployed, they can they can text me on WhatsApp or they can email me. I can also provide you with
mm,
my email address.
okay.
To start a business is very easy. I mean, to get a profit is very easy. Instead, for you to go to your work and then you earn 10,000 in a month, you finish that 10,000 within 2 days. Imagine, you know, you going to work that 10,000 again next month. We give it to you again. You
Mm,
forget about your dream. You know, a salary is a poison. Don't focus on salary only if you're getting salary. If maybe you don't have
mm,
a salary, start to build your business now. I mean, go to YouTube. I mean, go and make some research and then how to build your business so that you can grow. That's what I can say to them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. And
yeah.
and also, now I have to ask you this. Where can people find your business on social
Uh,
media?
they can find us to Facebook or website. We're on website is www.westmountain.co.za or either they can text me on email. It's admin@westmountain.co.za.
Mm,
Even on more especially, I mean, website is very easy to get me or email or WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is 067 83 84 166. So I'm here 24/7, Monday to Saturday. I'm working. Sunday it's a church day. Yeah, so the time is not on my side. I need to rush somewhere before 3 o'clock. I'm not sure if either you have some few questions to ask.
no, no, no. I think that this is about it, and I want to thank you, man, for joining us. Being part of this, and I hope the people that are watching this will learn a lot from everything that you've the value that you've gave us. So I want to
Yeah.
thank you for that, man. I want to thank you for that, and thank you very much for being with us. There's no problem. You can go and handle whatever you need to handle. I'll also
Okay.
contact you. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. You're gonna let me know if somebody needs a coaching or anything. So I'm here to
No,
assist.
no problem, man. No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Sharp. Bye. So, guys, thank you for watching this podcast. Now, what I want to ask you guys before I close this podcast is to, if any of you, right, have any questions, right, or if there's anything that you want to ask the next person that we'll be interviewing, right? If you have any questions at all, right, be sure to comment or to send out a voice message, because I would really love to hear your thoughts, guys, on the podcast and on the questions that you may have in terms of entrepreneurship or any questions at all. And those questions I will be asking every person that the person that actually comes through to the podcast. That way we are able to bring value to you at the very same time. So guys, I don't know, but if you guys haven't followed our pages online, then please do that. I will be leaving the links down below, right? Including how to follow us, how to support us, because we're trying to grow this page. We're trying to get more people to be aware of this, of this podcast. And without your assistance, guys, we won't be able to do that. So your assistance, we would really appreciate it at this point. So please, guys, go to the description down below, support this page. What we're doing here is free of charge. We're not charging you guys a cent. And all we ask from you is to help us grow the page, help us grow the podcast. That way more people can learn, can get value from it. That way we also can feel like we are helping someone out there, because that's the whole point of the podcast. So if you have enjoyed this, guys, please click the like button there. Do all of the good stuff, and I hope to hear from you guys on the voice messages and also on the comment sections. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.